Well, hello. I hope you're having a good day. I certainly am. I've been sitting here in my favourite Sparrowhawk viewing position. I hope you're not too bored with all these Sparrowhawk videos, but I thought I'd just give you a quick update on what I've been doing. So yesterday I sat here for a good part of the day, nearly 4 hours. And I got some glimpses of the birds, but no photographs. So, I mean, I think it was. I never see it as a wasted day, because I always think I'm learning something and finding out a bit more about their behaviour and learning a bit more about what the photographic opportunities might be. So, you know, it was a good day yesterday still, even though I didn't get any pictures. But today, I've got a few photos. I mean, there's a very contrasty day today, so quite sharp light. But it's just, I mean, you might not be able to see this, but here's an example of a picture, the sort of pictures I've been able to get today, and. So if you've seen some of my previous videos on these on this sparrowhawk pair that I've been watching, the nest is over there in those trees somewhere. I haven't even identified exactly where it is, but it's definitely over in that direction. Because a few weeks ago they were ferrying. Well, the male seemed to be ferrying twigs up in that direction, breaking them off from the trees up here and throwing them up in that direction. So that's where the nest is. But this area here is, they don't have one particular post or tree or branch that they use, but all of the trees around here they use for resting and perching, but also for what I observed yesterday and again today, which is where I believe now that the female is on the nest. Whether she's actually got incubating eggs or not, I don't know, but she appears to be predominantly on the nest, and the male is out hunting, and every hour and a half or so, 2 hours, he comes back with a kill. And he lands on one of these on one of these branches in the trees around me, and calls her, and she comes out, and they do a food swap over, an exchange, and she takes it back to the nest. And then well, I managed to get some photographs. I'll show them to you now. But I managed to get some. After he'd done this, he sat up in the tree there and preened himself a bit, and then was off again, presumably hunting for his next kill. So now that's what they're up to at the moment. But in the course of that, I managed to get some fairly good photographs of both the male and the female. So this is a good chance to see the differences between the two genders. So the male is a fairly small bird. Apparently it's smaller than a kestrel, whereas the female, as with so many birds of prey, the female is quite a bit larger than the male. In that way, I think that they don't, you know, in terms of habitat and so on, I think that they don't necessarily compete with each other for food sources. So the male will, generally speaking, will hunt smaller prey, and the female can hunt larger. So the male will probably predominantly go for birds like robins and starlings and birds of that size, whereas the female can take birds up to the size of a wood pigeon or a crow. So that's how they operate. But I kind of wonder how, with the female on the nest and being fed, and then once the chicks come in May, the the female being fed by the male, whether he's able to actually, well, I mean, obviously he is able to feed or provide enough food for the family. I don't know whether he moves on to larger prey while he's feeding the family, or whether he just hunts more regularly. But apparently there's a relationship between the weight of the male and the success of the breeding. So if the male can hunt enough to feed the family and hunt enough to keep his own body weight up, then the larger number of chicks can be produced, or the chick survival is percentage is higher. So that's the sorts of things that are going on in the sparrowhawk world. But I've noticed him coming in both yesterday and today. He's come in with, and as I say, he calls her. He lands on one of these branches. He calls her, and then I haven't really got a clear photograph of it, but I've seen it, and it looks like he's fairly thoroughly prepared, if you like, the carcass, so that they look headless, and also quite a lot of the feathers. He's defeathered these birds, and so they look like, in his talons, they look like a little parcel which he passes over. I mean, I don't know whether he feeds him. He takes some of the meat himself before handing it over to the female, or whether he just decapitates it and defeathers it and passes it over to her like that, and finds his own food separately. But yeah, so that's my little update on the sparrowhawk. I'm really fascinated to see these sparrowhawk. I did have a quick glimpse of them mating a while ago, and it would be great to to watch them go through the whole cycle of from mating to producing young. So that would be wonderful if I could watch that. Yeah, but it's. I hope you don't get. I'm really enjoying this. I hope you're not finding it too repetitive. But I just think it's wonderful watching their behaviour and watching how they cope with survival in the big wide world. So that's it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.